Well, bore da, good morning. I'm out and about again, Saturday morning. Heading up to the Christ Woods for another cup of tea and a lovely view of the Clwydyn mountain range and the Vale of Clwyd. So, you're welcome to join me, or you probably have joined me if you're watching this, so let's keep going up to the Christ. Turn off Rill Road, cut through the retail park, come up by the police station, and then just cut off the cross the mini roundabout, and it's up through the fields then. So this is the Denby Retail Park. About 4 shops here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shops, including Aldi and Green Fingers. Right in front there, middle of the shop, you see Home Bargains. That was the quick save. It was just the quick save here when I was working there. Like a complex of BMS motor spares and Barker's tyres, and inside the store they had newsagents, butchers and a few other places, as well as the quicks themselves. And BMS, Bradford Motorist Supermarket, it's on the front there. That was my very first job, straight from school, 1979. I was there for about 3 years, and then I moved to Rill. I was the assistant manager. Crazy, the madhouse Rill was, Simon and Bert. Good times. Anyway, I'll cut through up through the fields now. Yeah, off-road now, the Christ there, the distance there. Just see a bit of the quarry. Controversial plans, which I'll explain a bit later. Yeah, a bit of a climb initially, a bit slippy too. I'll come out, like I say, by the police station, and then just across the road and then up through the fields then. And a nice view of the Clwydyns. So keep going. Just joining the main road again, only for a short distance. And the big Group Cynefin buildings there, that was the location of my last school, Middle Lane, and I did a couple of walkabouts before they demolished it. So yeah, Gwynnonog, junior controlled, Ruthin Road, and then Middle Lane. Those are my 4 schools. That is going back a bit. Anyway, the police station's here. Heatherley Police. I don't think, well, I know there's cars there, but I'm not sure if it's manned. I think you press a buzzer and I think at Colwyn Bay answer it or something like that. Anyway, I'll be cutting off the main road just there in a minute. Right, a couple 100 yards, just left the main road. It's all open country now. Bit of an initial climb, but it's not too bad. And then I'll head out along the back of the quarry and side of, well, a bit of the Christ, and then past the golf links, the golf course, and find a little speck for a cup of tea. So yeah, last week I went to the by the river, and I was the size of them molehills, massive, and I had my Coleman Feather 442 dual fuel stove. Had an unleaded petrol, and I tested it out the night before. It was working fine. Went out on my walk, it wouldn't light, no fuel coming through, and the generator was blocked. So when I got back home, I took the generator off, cleaned it out, put it back on. It's fine now. But I've got another stove today. I've got a new stove, gas stove, so I'll be using that today. Not used it before, tested it out, lit it, and it seems okay, but I'll be using that today. Let's get a nice hot cup of tea on the go. It's a nice fresh morning. It's not as cold as I thought it was going to be, but a nice hot cup of tea will be very welcome. So yeah, my Feather 442 stove is back to normal, but like I say, I got a new stove I'm going to use today. Right, keep going. Right in the distance there, the centre of the shot, there is Castell Denbigh Castle. So, highest point of Denbigh town, that is. So yeah, climbing up through that field, turning right, and it levels off then, and you get a cracking view of the Clwyd mountain range, the Vale of Clwyd, and you look towards Rhyl. You probably won't see it with this camera. If I had my camcorder, you can see Rhyl Sky Tower. It's very prominent if you zoom in, but I won't be able to zoom in on this. This is the GoPro, but I'll show you anyway. You might be able to see it, but it'll look very well. It's very, very far away. It's 12 miles away, but you can see it from the tops here. Right, keep going. Slow, steady climb, but just go round the corner and then it levels off then. No doubt there will be golfers on Denbigh Golf Course. Cracking day for the game of golf. Cracking day for a walk and a nice hot cup of tea. Right, you don't realise it's quite a gentle slope, but you're getting quite a lot of height. And that way down there, it's a little path, and it ends up on top of Henton Street and Coppy Hill, next to Coppy Farm. But I ain't going that way, I'm going this way. Still climbing. But it levels off a few hundred yards up there, and it'll level off then. Yeah, I'll talk about the controversial plans of the quarry. Clwydians have disappeared. Right, keep going. Right, just to give you a bit of perspective, see the houses there, and just there, behind them bushes there, that's where the quarry starts, and I'll explain a bit later when I get a bit higher up. But when the quarry was in full swing, where they used to be blasting every day, that housing estate wasn't there. So I'll get on to the tops there, and I'll explain a controversial plan for the quarry. Okay, levels off now, and here, just through them trees and bushes, the other side of them, that's where the quarry is. And like I showed you, them houses there, You see how close they are to the quarry. Now then, they put plans forward, they want to extend the quarry, and the only way that they can extend it is this way. They're going to blast into this field and blast into that other field. So, and them houses, well, a lot of people as well elsewhere, but mainly them houses there, they're all up in arms. They're all against it, which you can see their argument, can't you? Their houses are going to be shaking, and there's going to be noise and pollution, but mainly the shaking of when they're blasting. Because in the days when they used to blast, it was about once or twice a week, just opposite the quarry, on the top of the industrial estate, right by the main road. I used to run builders merchants and DIY, and we used to sell sheds and dog kennels and stuff. We actually used to manufacture them, and that, when they used to blast, that building used to shake, used to rattle, but it was mostly metal framed, which you can take the shakes, but bricks and mortar, they don't take the shakes to a certain extent. They'll start cracking. So you can see their point, can't you? It's only a couple hundred yards away, and all this here, all this lot, they're all going to blast into that. So you can see their point, can't you? And one day when they were blasting, a boulder came across and landed in the yard, in my yard, and it hit a dog kennel, and it was a massive boulder, and it smashed through the roof of the dog kennel. So we got the Free Press, which is the local paper, and they come up there and they did a report on it and showed a photo of the boulder, and that could have killed someone. So see Denby quarry warning signs there, but so yeah, so that's the plan anyway, and it's in the hands of the Welsh Government, so anything could happen. It's up to them to decide. It's alright for them, they're miles away, aren't they? They're not going to have their house shaking every couple of days, so we'll see what will happen. Anyway, that's the Christ there, and I'll be carrying on through the woods on the path there, and find a speck to have a nice hot cup of tea with my new stove, see how it performs. Right, another sign here, Denby Quarry. Do not enter the quarry during blasting, which I have done. I used to collect gravel with a wagon, and sometimes you go in and they were about to blast and the siren would go off, and they wouldn't let you into, you know, into the actual where the gravel was kept, but just on the outskirts of by the office. Used to put like a barrier across, and this siren, it was that loud you couldn't hear yourself think. It used to go on for a couple of minutes, and then God almighty bang, and the wagon used to shake, and then they'd let you in then. So yeah, it's only there, just a couple of, well, 50-60 yards, something like that way, and that's the Denby Quarry. Yeah, when we were kids we used to come up here, but not that often. It was the Gwyniau and the Christ, the two woods, you know. It was mainly, I could go that way right into the Christ itself, but I'm not going to go that way. I'm going to go this way to get the views. There's no views when you go down that way. Just through here you get cracking views of the Vale of Clwyd. Yeah, like I say, when we were kids we used to come up to the Christ, but not that often. It's mainly in the Gwyniau. We're there almost every day, up in the Cat's Eyes and the Goblin Tower, which is haunted. Almost forgot to mention it then. And then on Sunday, when we were bored and we wanted something to do, we'd go and get a chase off the castle keeper. Just to sneak in the back way and just start walking towards, it was like a little museum there. I think they got like a cafe and stuff there now. And he used to come out, a fat bloke he was, in his uniform. He looked like a bus inspector, and he'd be coming running towards us, and we'd be just standing there, and we waited till he got, you know, 10, 20 yards away, and then we just leg it. There's no way it catches. So yeah, when we were bored, what should we do? I'll go get a chase. So that's what we used to do, just get a chase off the castle keeper. Right, just through here now and then get the views. Well, I'm saying views, it looked a bit sort of hazy, misty and foggy, so I may not get the proper views, but anyway, we'll see. That tree there, it's a woodpecker. Probably won't do it now I switch my camera on. You hear them, but you don't see them, do you? Oh, I don't know if you heard that. The camera might have picked that up. And again. Hope the camera's picked that up. That's a woodpecker. Like I say, you hear them, but you don't see them. No views today. Oh, he's very active. One more. Thank you. Well, so much for the views. You would normally see the Clwyd mountain range there, but not today. So anyway, find a spec now to get me my stove on the go and get a brew with no view. A brew with no view. See, my partner don't know it. But yeah, shame really. It's a bit very hazy and there's no sign. You'd normally look in that direction, like I said earlier. You'd see the coast and rail and the sky tower, but you probably won't in this camera anyway. But there's no chance today. Right, let's find a spec now to set me stove up. Get the kettle on. Yeah, if I go this way, you can see that sign there. Beware of golf balls. You see a few players in the distance there. I bet there's quite a few on the golf course, but I won't go that way. Just carry on down a bit here for a bit. Just find a nice little spec to get me stove going. And have a cup of tea, and then that'll be it. Beware low flying golf balls. No views today. Right, being that there's no views, I've decided to make a detour into the Christ itself. I was going to entitle this a mug of tea with a view. Now it's going to be a mug of tea in the woods, because there ain't no views. Right, so found a little spec. Just show you the stove. That's how compact it is, and as I say, it runs on gas. So yeah, nice and compact. So yeah, let's get it going. Okay, so that's the setup, and it's got an automatic ignition on it, but oh, it works too. Right, kettle on. Sometimes these automatic piezo or something they call them, ignitions, they work for a certain amount of time and then they pack in, but you can always light it with a match. Anyway, yeah, it's my new stove. This should boil in a couple of minutes and get a nice hot brew on. So yeah, like I say, it was going to be nice mug of tea with a view, but it'll be changed to mug of tea in the woods. So much for the views. So yeah, stove seems to be working okay. It's been on about a minute now and a few bubbles starting to form on it, but so yeah, nice compact stove, huh? Pleased with it. Get a brew on in a minute. we go. I would reckon 2 minutes, something like that. A rolling boil. That's not bad, though. When I pack it away, I'll show you how it folds away. Just let it cool down. So yeah, very welcome mug of tea in the woods. Oh, it's nice. Everything tastes better in the outdoors, doesn't it? Even the humble cup of tea. Whoa. It's nice. So yeah, mug of tea in the woods. Yeah, pleased with that stove. It was $15.95. It was $9.45 for the stove, or if you paid $15.95, 15 not 50, 1595, you get 8 of the gas canisters with it. So that was a good buy there. 8 gas canisters and the stove for $15.95, free delivery. And it boiled that kettle in, I reckon about 2 minutes, something like that. Much quicker than a Trangia, is it? Trangia or Trangia, I think you pronounce it. So yeah, very pleased with that. Anyway, finished my brew. That'll have cooled down and I'll show you packing it away. Oh, it's nice that. Very nice. Can't beat a mug of tea in the woods. Very welcome. The gas canister just unclips off like that. These stove stand pack away that way. Get it right, like that. And the legs underneath, they fold in. And that's it. And it comes with its little carry case. So yeah, well pleased with that. Very compact. And like I say, boiled that kettle in probably about 2 minutes, something like that. So yeah, $15.95 for the stove and 8 gas canisters. It's a good value for money, that. Okay, so that was my little spec, and as you can see, leave no trace. You wouldn't know that I'd been here. Okay, so that's it. Head back now. As always, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it. No views today, which is a bit of a shame, but at least I still had my mug of tea in the woods. And pleased with the stove. It worked well. As always, I'll say it again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again.